Hello and welcome back to another quick breadboard video in From the Depths. A rather brilliant comment left on my last video about my Adventure Mode Controller from Hazo Shield suggested that I implement something that locks the vehicle in place. This is useful when in Adventure Mode, when you just want to harvest from a resource zone, but your vehicle keeps drifting left or right, and that may be a problem. So I now have a new system where if I hit 9, this light is just very useful for debugging. And now if I disturb it, say with a strafe command, it will sling back to the position where I hit the button and will stay there. So we can disturb it again and it'll rubber band back to where the vehicle was when I hit the button. And then I can hit it again and it turns off, and now we're just free to coast around as usual. We can lock it in place again and it'll freeze. So the way we do this is actually pretty simple. Again, it looks like a bit of a mess, but that's just breadboards for you. A new problem that I had to solve was coming up with a much better memory cell, which we have here. So I'll kind of walk you through how this works. Quite a bit of this is actually just ease of use and convenience and turning the control inputs into something useful. So what we do first is we have our input, which in my case is number 9 on the keyboard. It goes into a one shot, which resets after 5 seconds. And this feeds into this new advanced memory cell. So what it does, it basically holds a value until you reset it. And the reset is also a clock. So if it doesn't have a value and the clock strikes, it will store that new value. If it does have a value and the clock strikes, it'll automatically reset itself. So it's an SR latch, but it can store a value. So the way it does this is, first we'll look at this inner if here. So if the clock signal, then we output the current frame. So as in we store the new value. Otherwise we store the previous value. So output just stores the value of that output it was last frame. And then here we say if we're currently outputting and resetting, then 0, otherwise the other thing. So that's just a new memory cell that is fit for purpose for here. And then again we do the same PID trick where we pull the error calculation outside of the PID. This is just so then when we're not currently controlling the position, this number isn't getting fed into the PID and we're not accumulating time error, so the integrator doesn't fly off the handle. And then we have a switch. So if these values, if we're currently outputting something, then we'll turn it on and we'll start feeding into the PID. And if it's off, then we just completely disconnect the system. And this way we don't get random drift. And then this is just my debug light fitting. So it's just taking the output of the memory cell. So if it's active, then the light will be active. So right now we can see the system is on because these memory cells are outputting values. But if I hit the activate key again, that will simply reset the memory cells and the one shot will lock us out for a bit. And then we can hit the number again and now they will store the values again and our PIDs are ready to take control. So if we disturb it and give it some strafe, it'll work to fix the set strafe. And then we can turn it off and then we're free to move around and the PIDs won't react. So that's a cool little addition. I really liked that idea and I had to implement it as soon as I saw that comment. And I hope this is useful and you use it in your adventure mode. Bye!